Peace, Goddess. So first, thank you for asking. And so first, let's talk about what clairaudience is, which a little simple overview. It's pretty much, it's a spiritual gift or a psychic ability, whatever you want to call it, but really it's just being able to hear things that are not on or in this physical realm. And then so I wrote down some things that I got like from research and then just from personal experience to like show signs of having the clairaudient ability, which the first one, like we talked about, talking to yourself, but also hearing ringing in your ears or buzzing or I guess popping sounds in your ears. Also hearing like random names or phrases or songs that just like pop up in your head. Another thing, or voices, which the voices can sound like your own voice, or they can sound like voices of like a loved one or a friend or somebody you know, or just a voice you've never even heard of. And that can happen, like, and it can sound like it's right next to you, or it can sound like it's in your head, or it can sound like it's like off in the distance, if that makes sense. Some people may prefer to learn through like auditory ways. Another thing is like if you're like washing the dishes or taking a shower or just doing something normal and you have this random idea or inspiration that just comes to you, that's another way, another sign of being able to tell whether or not you're clairaudient. Being sensitive to music, like really feeling like you got some answers from music, because that's really a message in itself. And then enjoying to be, or feeling like you need to be like in the quiet, like loud noises, or just being around a lot of people talking and stuff like that, like could be a little bit overwhelming for you. But just like having that urge to just sit alone, sit by yourself with you in silence or whatever, is another way to tell. And so a way to like, my bad, the cutoff. A way to like strengthen it, I guess, or help like differentiate from your voice type of thing, or knowing like when it's a message, like when it's your guides or something, or spirits. First, let me also say like a good way to help with like strengthening your clairaudience or having more trust in it is, for one, meditation, because you're able to sit there and really listen, just trying to allow yourself to just listen. Also, I would say a big thing is if you have any like negative connotations on hearing things, like hearing spirits, hearing voices. I know a lot of people like demonize that or make it seem like you're crazy. Trying your best to let those fears go, or let those other projections and perceptions go, because there's nothing to be afraid of. And knowing too, when it comes to spirits or like other entities and stuff, nothing is evil or bad. There's just different energies, different frequencies, like lower energies, lower vibrations to things. Still doesn't make it bad or anything. And knowing that you're not always gonna know who 111 on the timer, who it is that you're hearing, channeling, whatever you want to call it, when you're receiving the message. But the more you meditate, the more you get in tune with your intuition and stuff like that, the easier it'll be to clarify things. And sometimes even I don't know where exactly or who exactly it is talking, but a lot of the times, like, I don't know, the more, like I said, you meditate and stuff like that, it will get easier. Certain spirits, like, they will tell you who they are. And sometimes you just know. That's another part of claircognizance, like clear knowing, just receiving things. Sometimes you don't know how you know or whatever, but a lot of times they will tell you. Especially another way to help you is asking questions to your guides, to your highest self, to God. Whatever question you have, ask questions and listen. That's a way to like strengthen it again. And I guess confirmation type of thing to know whether or not you are tapping into that ability, because we're all capable of doing that. Some of us are just naturally born with the gift, and other people, we may have to strengthen it, tap into it more and stuff like that. But yeah, the biggest thing I can say that's helped me, like I said, is meditating and then actually asking the questions. Like when I really wanted to start talking to my guides and or consciously talking to my guides, I should say, I started just asking more questions, and you wait for the answer, you listen to the answer. And sometimes they give it to you through different things, like I said, music, or you'll actually hear it and stuff like that. But it's also, like I said, with your intuition, really trusting that, like, not just writing yourself off. I used to do that a lot. Like, I would be receiving messages or downloads, and I would just be like, oh, maybe that's just me thinking. But that's why the meditation and stuff and working on your intuition helps you, because you're able to, like I said, differentiate who's talking to you or where the message is coming from. But also, at the end of the day, like I always say too, your guides and those spirits are also you in another form, another reality, another frequency. But yeah, I think I covered everything. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. Like I said, this is from research and then also my personal experience just throughout my life. But yeah, I trust this will help. I love you, and whoever's watching, thank you. Okay, my bad again, but I also wanted to add in just like hearing random sounds and stuff. Sometimes, like, knowing that when you're alone, but you could like perhaps hear your name. That's something that happens to me a lot. Like, I will hear my name being called, and at first it was like a little freaky, but I got to the point now that I'm just like, okay, I know somebody's trying to talk to me, so I just will ask like what it is they want to know. Even with the ringing in my ear, it doesn't happen as much now that I've started like actively speaking to them and telling them, like, when I say them, my guides, the spirits, how I like to be communicated with, and that I need it to be like more clear and concise and stuff like that. I don't get the ringing that often, but when I do, I know that they're trying to catch my attention. So I'll sit there and meditate, and I'll ask them like what it is that they want me to hear, what it is they want me to know. Also, writing helps me like channel or get the messages out clearly. Sometimes, like, if I can't just, I guess, sit and listen for some reason, whatever reason or another. But yeah, just, I guess, being intentional when you're talking and when you're trying to listen, and just be patient with yourself, be graceful with yourself also. But yeah, the biggest thing too, do not be afraid. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of. Don't feel crazy or anything like that. It's very normal. It's just been portrayed to not be, because some people do not want people to tap into their gifts, you know. But yeah, I love you. See you later.